The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
C.D. Lamb, touchdown. End zone, Jake Ferguson. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, and Kyle Youmans.
It's a Monday morning edition of Talkin Cowboys presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company, live from the Star in Frisco, Texas, in the SWBC studios. Welcome in, everybody. We've got the whole cast and crew ready for you to rock today with Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, Isaiah Stanback. With Chris Beam in the back, I'm Kyle Youmans. The Cowboys fall in week 3, 31-14. And I don't know if it was just classified as a fall. It felt like it was a stumble that led into a faceplant, that led into
tuck and roll?
Tuck and roll that maybe went downhill a little
While
bit.
your drawers are down the whole time.
Yeah, like you got pantsed
Captain
by a
Underpants?
team that was winless. Yeah, not good. Not good.
NGB?
Not NGB. Not great, Bob. We're going to break it down here over the next hour. First off, before we even get there, I would like to say thank you for listening, because we know you're frustrated too.
Yeah.
But we're frustrated with you because it was
Frustrating.
an embarrassing and frustrating loss. Just plain and simple. It felt like you gave up. It felt like you, man, scheme-wise was rough. Execution-wise was maybe even rougher. And yet here we are.
I feel like No C has a lot to say today.
Dude, I told you yesterday afterwards, I said, I think No C's going to go ham on a Monday morning, especially after getting off the flight. What time did y'all get back last night? Wasn't too bad.
Wasn't too bad. A little after midnight.
Yeah.
It was a crazy trip. The trip started off weird and ominous. There was a 2-hour plus delay getting off the tarmac, or even getting on the tarmac, because we didn't have an airplane. It wasn't an airplane. For those
Kind of need one of those.
You kind of need one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, to kind of get.
So was everybody
there.
just kind of chilling?
Chartered, right?
You chartered?
Yeah.
Waiting in the heat. But to be fair, it was an issue with DFW as a whole. So for those that may or may not
everybody
know,
got grounded.
Yeah, everybody got grounded. And I mean, it was apropos, because one thing that DFW as an airport and the Dallas Cowboys had in common this weekend is they didn't know how to communicate. So
No takeoff either.
yeah, couldn't get off the tarmac. So
No air traffic control either.
And no touchdown.
Could you say that they were grounded?
They were grounded.
Were they grounded?
yeah,
Rooted.
Rooted.
That was last year.
yikes.
Oh, it was last year.
Throwback.
Listen,
I'm sorry. Different.
Different for than this year.
Yeah, bottom line, to avoid a fine, let's just say it was a crap show. Wow. What's because I know Kyle's general question is, what's your biggest takeaway? My takeaway is that I don't have a positive takeaway. And the game started with a takeaway for the Bears, and it kind of went from there. You saw the defense get off to a quick 3-and-out start. Javonte Williams gets the ball, 26-yard gain, looking very much like Javonte, and then he gets his lunch money taken. Very uncharacteristic. And then what happens from there? The next sequence of events that then lead to the first Bears touchdown, it just all cascaded from there.
Do you know why he had his lunch money taken?
Why is that?
I'm going to allow people to go watch the film and figure out why. But I'll tell you.
There's one reason. One.
Yes, there is.
Certain
glad you
wide
said.
receiver did not finish his block.
Ooh.
And
This is why we watch film.
We do watch film.
We watch film here. Rodriguez was on it. We had not talked about this prior to the show, by the way.
Really?
At all.
Nope.
If to your point.
But
if
my bullseye is on a particular wide receiver.
He ran good routes yesterday. But we talked about it last week, I believe it was.
We did.
If the receiving group, the running game, big plays are dependent on the receiving group blocking downfield. And it is a decision to or not to, based upon the effort that's exerted, whether or not you want to engage in that smoke or not. And if you choose not to engage in that smoke and just kind of check the box and say, okay, I've got my hands on my guy, now the running back's past me, and I can just now let up.
Hey, play's still going, by the way.
Play's still going. There are individuals who, the thing called hustle,
What's
Hustle.
Effort.
Yeah, there's effort. So certain players are like, okay, yeah, you might have quote unquote done your job, but I still see that there's an opportunity to go make a play. So since you didn't finish me, I'm gonna go take the ball. And that's what happened on that particular play. Now we could point to a whole lot of things, but we're talking about
the point.
that play. Javonte Williams did lose the ball.
Yes, he did.
That's his responsibility to keep the ball. But I can tell you, had somebody else finished their job, that person would not have been in position to take the ball away from Javonte Williams. This was a team thing.
You saw the same thing, Josh.
Yes, absolutely. It was Jalen Tolbert. And this is a criticism that we've had from week one. I mean, even in the preseason and in training camp, as far as like finishing those blocks, being able to be physical against your defensive player in front of you. He did not finish the play. That same player went out and snatched the ball away from Javonte Williams, who had an amazing game. I mean, despite the fumble, he took his lunch money, like you said, going out of bounds. I was like, that was out of bounds. That was out of bounds, and it was not. But unfortunately, it was that block from Jalen Tolbert that led to the fumble.
So you say,
or the takeaway, really.
So you say
they took it away from you.
So you say, that play notwithstanding, your running back was having another great game.
It was a great game.
An amazing game.
10 carries, 76 yards.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's 10 carries, 76 yards, 7.6 yards per carry, and he only had 10 carries on the day.
Okay, well, that's because you were playing from behind. The game started getting.
How many carries did he have from the 1 yard line?
Hold on.
Still.
Hold on. No.
Yeah.
But hold on.
No?
Your running back is having another great day. So let's use your franchise wide receiver at running back.
Oh, we're going back.
You want to go to that?
Hear me out.
Did we talk about this?
We talked about this on Talking Tuesday.
Talking Tuesday.
Forgot who made that call.
I blame that caller,
But this
whoever
is
it
all
was.
your fault.
No, it's not.
We're
It's
joking.
not.
We're
I know.
It's not your fault. Make sure you call in every Tuesday.
Yeah.
But we talked about this topic.
Let's not blame the fans.
No, we're not. We're just.
But he did ask the question. He asked the question.
I
want to see more CeeDee Lamb in the run game, and I think all of us looked at it and said, nah.
Worth.
No. You were already. If you wanted to mix it up, that's why you have the Kevontae Turpin package. And Kevontae was fully cleared. You should have used him on that package if that's what you were going to do. Why? For the most part, coming into this game, I've loved how Shotty has called plays. Okay. This was not a mistake when it came to that CeeDee Lamb handoff. This was a gaffe of monumental proportions that could have resulted in you losing your all-pro record-setting wide receiver for the entire season, because if you look at how his leg was rolled up on, it is the grace of every almighty being that his leg did not snap.
Yep, James Conner.
The fact that he was able to even come back in the game and test the ankle out.
The willingness,
which he's shown his grit and toughness from last year, playing through that shoulder.
There were examples of willingness in that game of wanting to come back in the game, and there was examples of not.
Gentlemen, we'll get to that in a second. Gentlemen, when you
so
if you could have seen me in the press box in Chicago when I saw CeeDee Lamb in the single back formation, I said he better motion out. Snapped the ball and handed him the ball, and as soon as he started running and I saw the trailer, I said, please, no. And then he went down with the tackle, and I'm just like, oh, my God.
We did not get up to the linebacker, and because our O-line didn't get up to the linebacker. That linebacker
that
chased
was
it from
another sequence of Lemony Snicket, a series of unfortunate events. CeeDee Lamb should not have been the ball carrier in the first place.
And it's not like it was a wrinkle. He lined up in the back.
He lined up.
And your running back is running 7 yards a carry. What are you doing?
Louder, please.
What are you doing?
Again, several things can be true at the same time. Coming to this game, I love how Shawty was calling the game. We said on Tuesday, though, you have a running back that is doing numbers. He is leading the league in yards per carry. You have the top 3 rushing defense. You have a offense. You have a package specifically for Kevontae Turpin at running back that you have practiced time and time again in training camp. Why? In the name of all that is holy and good, would you risk CeeDee Lamb? So now you lose CeeDee Lamb for the rest of the game, and your identity went with him. You couldn't get a chunk play to save your life. Jake Ferguson, shout out to Jake Ferguson.
13, 14.
He tried his best to contribute. I think, 13 receptions on 14 targets, but he averaged a little more than 6 yards. But you played right into their hands because now they shaded all their coverage to George Pickens, and they said, you can have the underneath. You can have it. Come on. No. Now I need that facial expression. Give me what's behind that facial expression because I know where you're going with it. Come on with it.
There's so much.
We're saying it with our chest on Monday.
Are we doing a Monday?
We're saying it with our chest on. After a loss like that.
I too am upset that they utilize CD in the backfield. I don't think it gives you an advantage in any regard.
No.
There's no situation where I'm
find it in other ways that doesn't put yourself in a peculiar situation.
The coaches,
and even with that, it's one play, and that one play turned out in a negative fashion.
Sucked.
It very easily could have been a normal tackle and you move on.
Absolutely.
But I think you learned your lesson as you still – I agree. We said it before the snap.
The reward is not worth the risk is what we said exactly
1,000%
verbatim on this show last week. But, again, so that is what it is. Unfortunately, players get hurt in football. We would have not have liked to seen him in that position to be hurt from that position, right, from that alignment, from that position, from that responsibility. All right, that's done. I am more bothered – as we fast forward towards the end of the game. You have 5 plays from the 11-yard line and in. And then you have 4 plays from the 5-yard line and in. How many yards were we running for again?
7.6.
7.6 for him, 6-yard average for the team, right? From the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
How many run attempts?
From the inside the 2, they had 0.
So it was 2 plays from the 5, and then it was 2 plays from the 1.
Yes.
4 straight passes.
Yeah.
0 run attempts.
Yeah.
That's my problem. And I understand, I feel, and I know that Coach Schottenheimer is going to go back and wish that he did things differently. And we're playing
He'd
Monday
probably
morning.
agree with this.
Absolutely. We're playing Monday morning quarterback. I get it. However, your identity right now truly is you're running the ball effectively. And your offensive line is blocking their butts off in the run game. I don't understand how you don't allow them that opportunity.
The chance. Absolutely.
To put the ball in the end zone on the backs of your offensive lineman. That's what I can't comprehend.
Completely agree.
It's to me, it's very similar to, you go back to Seattle with Marshawn Lynch. It's like, well, you got Marshawn Lynch and the O-line's been doing good, and you're on the 1 yard. Give him the ball. Right? It's like
who called that play?
Give him the ball.
Asking, you know who called that play? Do you know?
I do. He looks familiar. Give him the ball.
It was shades of that. Intrusive thoughts is what I put on Twitter last night, or X.
Yes.
But I said intrusive thoughts came in.
There's some overthinking.
There's a reason why I mentioned that. I don't understand. I can't comprehend when you're winning the line of scrimmage why you line up 5 yards away from the 1 yard line, from the goal line, and then you in turn proceed to pass it numerous times. Now, the interception that Dak had, there was an individual who did not get their block. They got beat. On that particular play was Brock Hoffman. Brock Hoffman lost his one-on-one assignment. The nose tackle beat him, put pressure in Dak's face. Dak threw the ball up. Nobody was open anyway. It was 4th down, interception.
Hence no eye black today.
Exactly. So that's what bothered me more than anything. There was a bunch of other things that I could point to.
Here's another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Matt Eberflus, your defense is 3 weeks in. It had a stellar outing against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Week 1.
And we had some high hopes.
Yep.
2 consecutive weeks in a row.
How many safeties did they play in that game? Primarily?
Say again?
Safeties. 1 high or 2 high?
I can't remember.
It was too high.
It was too high.
Yeah, that's right. It was too high. Yeah. The receivers did nothing.
Yeah. 2 weeks beyond that game, you've now played a wildly underperforming Giants offense that you made look like a historic Giants passing offense, and you've now played a historically bad through the first 2 weeks offense in Caleb Williams and the Bears, and you let them look fantastic. Caleb Williams left yesterday's game for the first time in his NFL career without being sacked a single solitary time.
His quarterback rating was 142.6.
Yeah,
Not a single sack.
Not a single sack.
And as
I was told that we could scheme pressure.
I was told that we could scheme pressure. And it's not happened through those 2 games. I was also told that Jadeveon was brought here to contribute, but he was in a tracksuit yesterday.
I don't fault that.
Don't like it.
I understand you don't
It's
like.
been a week. He hasn't had training camp.
If the Cowboys had let him go with his
been a
first
rep
visit
count.
without a
Could
contract,
have been a rep count.
Maybe. Even then, I think it would have been close.
So I'm
Next
not
week's
going to
gonna be
speak
close.
to the what Jadeveon could have brought to this
Yeah.
game. I'm not going to bring that conversation. But what I will address is that you've given up 7 passing touchdowns in 2 weeks.
Chunks.
That's
to who?
everybody.
the issue.
No. Who were the quarterbacks? Can you just
Russell
remind me?
Wilson and Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
The Bears and the
And did you see what did Russell Wilson do against the Chiefs yesterday? What did Malik Neighbors do against the Chiefs yesterday?
Nothing.
Malik Neighbors barely clocked in
Nothing.
yesterday. Okay.
Can I give you the difference? Week 1, I mentioned it was too high safety primarily. You took away their ability to throw the ball down the field.
Yeah.
Now, did you get a pass rush? No. But you took away their receivers. And I said you had to make a decision on whether or not you want to stop their ability to pass the ball or you want to allow Jalen Hurts to hurt you every now and then by running the ball in front of you.
Sure.
Pre-game show yesterday, I mentioned if you had to make a decision on what approach you want to take, I said I would much rather you take the bend but don't break method while you keep everybody in front of you because they have a lot of weapons that can hurt you, both at tight end and at receiver. I said, and if you give Caleb Williams time, he can't hurt you. He can throw the ball. This dude, there's not a pass that he can't make. So you have to make a decision. Take away the receiver threat or take away Caleb Williams' threat. They went single high, right? I mean, I said it many times. I said, go to do what you did week 1. Last week, you tried the single high thing. That did not work at all. This week, you tried the single high thing again. And
It didn't work.
in the 2 high zones, your guys seemingly don't understand what to do. And that I cannot comprehend because those coverage calls that Eberflus is calling, I know the finger is going to get pointed at him because he's responsible for the men that touch the field. Those coverage calls are not difficult. He is not, and I'll say this, this is me backing him in this regard. He's not calling complex coverages.
We've heard
These
the
are-
word simplification a lot.
This is very simple. Now, simple for your defenders also means simple to dissect for the opposing offenses.
Yes.
But he has to find some kind of effective way to communicate responsibilities to primarily, I'm speaking to his safeties. Because that's where a lot of these issues the last 2 weeks have lied. There's been a Donovan Wilson issue. There's been a Malik Hooker issue.
But what you're asking Donovan Wilson to do is not play
Last week. That was last week.
And
This week changed up. This week it changed up.
He was going downfield a little more.
He was carrying because they were playing single high. Right? So he has a responsibility for certain zones, right? Versus if you're playing too high, everything's coming towards you. So that's what I'm saying. You're asking guys to do things outside of themselves when you try to go to single high. When they went too high yesterday.
Oh, when they did, yeah.
When they did. And when they went too high yesterday, in one of the red zone situations, Malik Hooker had his eyes on DeAndre Swift in the backfield going to a flat route when that's not even his responsibility.
That's where I had the criticism was Malik Hooker looked lost on multiple occasions yesterday. And I mean, it's notable to have a bad game as a safety, but to look lost in a system with a defensive coordinator as one of the few players on this defense that have actually played with this defensive coordinator, because remember, before Malik Hooker was here, where was he?
He was in Indy.
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Who was his defensive coordinator and passing game coordinator during his time in Indianapolis? Matt Eberflus. So you, out of anybody on that defense, you should be able to know where to communicate, where to be, what type of coverages you're playing, and whether it's too high or one high. I don't care. You should be in the right place at the right time, and there were too many times where he was not in the right place at the right time.
You're absolutely, and I will back up your statements by giving 2 examples, 2 touchdown examples from yesterday. One of which was the touchdown to DJ Moore in the back of the end zone. That was a match zone, right? Where if somebody comes in your area, you're responsible for taking them. And you guys can go back and watch this on the film, okay, fans? So
Isaiah
everybody
did break it down last night on game night.
Talking about the 10-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
So
The DJ Moore where he
threw it
snuck
through a
open.
barn window.
Well, there was a barn window there because everybody else who was in coverage on that play had their guy.
There's another reason.
So people come into your zone. You walk my way, I got you. You go that way, he has you. Your eyes now have to be who comes in my area. Well, Malik Hooker was back there too high, looking at the running back go to the flat. His eyes were 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage versus the guy that's creeping up behind him. He never saw him. So that's why that touchdown happened. On the touchdown to Kmet, right, on the seam route where he was running around butt naked, okay, with house shoes on. That was cover 3. There was 2 receivers to the left. There was a 2 tight end set to the right that was attached to the line of scrimmage. I mean, to the lineman. When those guys, both of those tight ends went on a seam route, Malik Hooker was on the far left hash. This was the ball was on the right hash. Okay, the ball was on the right hash. So the center is lined up on the hash, right hash. Malik Hooker's body was lined up on the far left hash over by the 2 receiver side. Yeah. He never came off the left hash as a single high safety. Donovan Wilson did not help because he didn't get a jam while he was going out to his flat. Your responsibility as a flat defender is if somebody threatens your vertical, I have to get what we call a redirect. Early in the game, Maris Leofau was in there, gave one hell of a redirect to Loveland. Loveland still made the play, but that's not on Maris. He did what he could based upon the coverage. Yeah. Donovan Wilson did not get a redirect, and there was no safety over there to even remotely make a play on either one of those tight ends going to the seam. That's why that touchdown happened. So when we start talking about communication and we start talking about responsibilities, these are the things that we're referring to based upon the film and based upon the understanding of the coverages that are being called. These are not complex defenses. So I know people are going to get on Eberflus. This is his unit. This is his responsibility. Something's not getting conveyed properly, but these are coverages that you learn in high school, in middle school. You master them in high school, and then you add wrinkles to them in college. And then at the NFL, you start messing around with the way in which they look and pre-snap and all that stuff. These are simplistic, line up, this is your area type plays, and the ball is getting dropped.
You know what makes it worse, on top of everything being true, is you came into this season, you had the overhaul in the coaching staff. Bringing Matt Eberflus, heralded linebackers coach, you know what he can do. He's coming back to the Dallas Cowboys as DC. Great, wonderful, all the feel goods. Okay, now you're 3 weeks in, and 2 of those 3 weeks, your defense, for all of the reasons that we are saying, has become the punching bag and the punchline. So other teams are now using you as the get right game. That is
this early in the season.
This early in the season, you're the get right game.
Yeah,
the Giants used you as a get right game. They couldn't transfer it over because the Chiefs looked at what the Cowboys did against Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson and said, do the opposite of that. Yeah. Okay. Now you go against Caleb Williams. You're the only team that can't get a sack on Caleb Williams. You can't knock him off his spot consistently. Guys wide open in the back of the end zone, just sitting there filing their taxes proactively. And let me get this out the way. Oh, by the way, look what I found, a touchdown, right? It just at every level. And then when you talk about, you mentioned the name, how many times are we going to say Maris Leofau? Can we get more reps for Maris Leofau? You're going against these mobile quarterbacks and you don't have a linebacker on the field that has the speed and the athleticism to cover or spy these mobile quarterbacks. So even when in the rare occasion when they get knocked off the spot, they have free reign to extend the play in whichever way they so choose, with their legs or to threaten to the line of scrimmage to get you to crash down and then whoop-de-doo, right? And we also talked about a desperate Bears team that really craved a first win for Ben Johnson. Of course they were going to pull out. They were going to empty the entire playbook.
The flea flicker, maybe?
The flea flicker.
Oh, gosh. You don't want to talk about that?
65-yarder?
I want to talk about it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after the break.
Yeah. Sorry.
We've got more to break down.
We're ranting.
31-14. Cowboys fall to the Chicago Bears. We've got more Talking Cowboys after this.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
we're with you. We're united.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's Coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
I'm home.
Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impact 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, this portion of the show is brought to you by Invisalign, the official smile of the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome back here to Talking Cowboys. Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, Isaiah Stanback, I'm Kyle Youmans. It's a dark Monday, not only because it's thunderstorming and raining outside here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but I know fans are frustrated, and I get it. I really do.
The staff is frustrated, and looking yesterday, one of my favorite pieces from yesterday, Nick Eatman had a column about what the problem is on defense.
Oh.
The problem being the pass rush and it being non-existent. You're not able to get to the quarterback. There's no threat there. And he argued that with a certain pass rusher that you had that is now in Green Bay, the Cowboys might be 3-0. And now that's a bold statement. And I understand where he's coming from. He loves the way that Micah Parsons plays, of course. I can counter that and say I imagine if we did have Micah Parsons, I don't think we would be allowing only 3 yards per carry in the run game.
Yeah, there's a give and take there.
Kenny Clark is a big part of it. But I'd argue that 2 of the guys that you let go in the offseason because you were trying to sign Micah Parsons would have changed your record by now. That being Jordan Lewis, who has 2 interceptions on the season already. DeMarcus Lawrence, who's playing really well in Seattle. If the Micah Parsons trade conversation was a little earlier on in the offseason, had you had that forethought, of course you couldn't foresee what the Micah Parsons drama would lead to, but it's really painful to see that 2 of the best guys that you had on the defensive side of the ball who contributed a lot to you and who were the leaders on your team, who you were in desperate lack of this year, are being leaders for other teams and guys that you could use right now.
All I'm saying is I hope that that the fans, that small pocket of fans that couldn't find a way to appreciate Jordan Lewis, I hope you found it.
Yeah. I think most of our listeners, because we've talked about it over and over again on this show.
That's why I said that small pocket.
Yeah.
There's a small pocket.
Most of the listeners to Talkin' know the value of Jordan Lewis, and when he left, knew the value of Jordan Lewis. I think it may have been a split opinion on DeMarcus Lawrence, but the fact is he's playing decent football with Seattle.
And those are guys you could need right now.
And you could use both
and
of
you
those
would
guys.
have the cap space for right now.
Absolutely. You totally would. And I know there's a conversation of go get a pass rusher. Go get. I know there's a guy in Cleveland that people want to trade for. I get all that. I understand. This team is not one guy away, in my opinion.
No.
I see, and I don't even agree with Nick, and I think that's a debate from everybody. I don't agree.
I think it's a solid. I think it's a solid argument.
It's an argument, but
yes.
I don't think so. I think I would say maybe you get the Philly game because you get 1 extra close, but you also probably don't shut down Saquon Barkley, and they just run it over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. You have to take the good with the bad, and I think Kenny Clark
bad.
is adding to your defense right now. Absolutely 100%.
I just don't think, even with Kenny Clark here now in this current situation, this defense is not one player away. No. Jadeveon Clowney might help. Sounds good. Love it. You already made that decision. Let's see what he can do once he ramps up and gets in the game shape. I don't think they're. The back end is not good. You might get Deron Bland back this week. Who knows? Trayvon Diggs is not either 100% healthy or not the same, just as a whole.
Arguably a liability this season.
It has been so far. So there's a lot to fix on the defensive side. You didn't like that last night.
Why would you have him up there to press?
We went over this last night.
Tell me.
We were talking about the flea flicker.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
2 players on the flea flicker were able to dissect exactly what was going on.
Talk about it.
That was Reddy Stewart, and Kenneth Murray. Only 2 players that were able to look at the offensive lineman and understand that they were not blocking downfield and that it was a pass.
Mm.
They immediately retreated. Reddy Stewart immediately put his arm up and said, crosser, crosser. For whatever reason, Malik Hooker being 18, 19 yards away from where the action was taking place, stepped forward as if he was coming downhill to go play the run from 20 yards away. 2 players got past him. Cover 3, deeper than the deepest, allowed 2 players to get there because you were playing run from 20 yards away. This is the communication and the understanding of your responsibilities that is hard for us to comprehend.
And that's overplaying your hand.
That's overplaying your responsibilities.
Your responsibility.
If
you're trying to clean up for it when you need to worry about yourself and your position.
There's certain keys.
It's zone, by the way.
As your position requires certain keys to help you do your job more effectively. The front 7, okay, or mainly the linebackers, okay, the second level defenders and even the third level defenders. I'm looking at the offensive linemen. If the offensive linemen are never crossing the line of scrimmage, most likely a pass.
Yeah.
All right. Most likely a pass, right? So that's why huge tail. That's why Reddy Stewart and that's why Kenneth Murray they step forward and they immediately retracted because they're like, oh, pass.
Oh, no.
I can't see the ball right now, but this is a pass.
Right, they're like, bail.
It's a pass, right? So Reddy Stewart immediately put his hand up.
Bail.
Now, they did that from 7 yards away from the action.
Yeah.
20 yards away, we have somebody stepping forward.
Yeah.
And when you step forward, when other guys are running full speed, your chances of opening your hips up and catching them is slim to none, right? So now your deepest guy, who's supposed to be deeper than the deepest, is now trailing, and that's why you have a touchdown. So that's what happened on the flea flicker for those that have not had opportunity to go watch the film.
So not diagnosing the play well or quickly enough or at all.
I like the way that Floyd just put this in the comments. He just said, that's just not being good at football. Said, it doesn't have to be brain surgery.
Speaking of
title of the episode?
Not good at football.
I mean,
I'm sure that'll rile up some people.
I don't want to pour salt on the wound, but I'll do it because I've already watched the film. The touchdown that you had to George Pickens.
Yep.
It's not a touchdown. We had men down the field. We had offensive linemen across the line of scrimmage.
You know what that brings me to? That brings me to the next topic of concern. The next topic of concern is
you're talking about the Pickens one-handed grab?
Pickens one-hand grab. We had linemen in the end zone, past the line of scrimmage. It didn't get called, luckily. But I'm just saying, like, even your positive play
should have been a flag.
Which goes to the next area of concern. The discipline is moving in the wrong direction now. It was great in Philly. Great discipline in Philly. Now we're starting to see those issues crop back up.
It's like you're second guessing everything.
Yeah.
Second guessing yourself.
You're moving in the wrong direction.
It is indicative of a team that has not fully changed their culture like they have claimed to have. This feels a lot like those losses with McCarthy where this is a team, it's the Bears.
Yeah.
It is the Chicago Bears. It is Caleb Williams.
I would argue it's worse.
With a 142.6 quarterback rate.
Exactly. I would argue because of all that, it's worse. Also, not to mention,
we play USC yesterday?
Some of those losses that we're talking about, other than maybe the San Francisco loss, that was like a week 5
This felt like
thing.
the Saints loss.
Saints loss, that was in week 2. I didn't see as much frustration and just downright bad communication in that game as we did in this game, and it's week 3. And it felt like they threw in the flag, they threw in the towel in week 3. This isn't a week 14, week 15 where you're eliminated from playoff contention. This is a different look across the board.
And speaking of throwing in the towel, I want to bring up from our post game last night. We're talking about one Joe Milton.
We did talk about that.
5 or 6 minutes left in the game, and
it was 4:21.
4.5. Yeah.
4:21.
4:21 left. 3-possession game.
Brevin
Spanford broke open. It was a holding call that had
gave everything he could to try to score on that play.
Dude, that was pretty sweet, though.
Isaiah Stanback, what were your thoughts on Joe Milton entering the game at 4 minutes and 15 seconds?
Well, first of all, I apologized on our OT because I miscalculated the point differential. In my head, it was a 2-possession game. It wasn't, so I apologize for all those that are angry at me for that.
There were I misspoke. There were like 2 different tweets that tagged us both. I'm like, what are you talking about?
And I appreciate it.
Count?
And sometimes
apparently not.
Yeah, apparently not. We were emotional last night.
Players mess up.
Yeah, we were emotional last night.
We were hot.
I apologize for that. I understand it now, so I go back and I apologize to Coach for my sentiments in the first word segment. I still would have liked to see Dak in there. But I understand.
Still think it was too early.
But I understand why. And that in all respect to Shotty, he might have got a phone call. Because I think a play or two before that, those guys fell right at the knees of Dak.
That was the one that got rolled up on in the pass or the roughing the passer penalty.
That might have been a get him out of there type of deal. So I don't know, right? But again, I apologize to him for my initial sentiments, not understanding the differential of points. But I understand if that was his decision, that was right off the heels of Dak almost getting his knee blown out.
Yeah.
So I could be a little empathetic to the fact that get him out of there. So in any other scenario, I would say maybe too early, but I do understand if that was a fear for him, you were this close to losing your quarterback. Matter of fact, I jumped out of my seat and was like, holy crap.
Yep.
Because they panned away from it and you didn't see what happened to Dak. All I saw was a dude going right at his knee.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, Isaiah thought it was really bad. and I don't blame him because I missed it. I was looking at the ball. I was looking at whatever else was happening, so I wasn't watching Dak in the backfield. And when they went back and looked at it, it very easily would have been a bad situation.
But good on him for coming in and being prepared. He came in and threw some nice balls.
Yeah,
he came in and threw some nice balls.
And they fought back from down 14-3, 14-all, right? And then CeeDee Lamb left the game and the identity went with it. And you're 1-2, and the 2 losses that you have are because either CeeDee Lamb didn't show up for you in Philly like he needed to in the second half, or he wasn't available to play in the game. So you have 2 losses tied around CeeDee Lamb. You have to, and that's credit to
emphasize the importance.
That's credit to the importance and the value of CeeDee Lamb. But you also have to adapt quickly. And it's not as if you don't have, we talked about George Pickens, it's not as if you don't have an alternate wide receiver 1. He's not CeeDee Lamb. But in these instances, which is likely one of the reasons that he was so frustrated yesterday, in these instances, you have to be the one to take over the game.
You should be enough in that
You
moment.
have to be the one to take over the game. And he wants to prove to the league that he can be that guy. When a guy like CeeDee Lamb goes down, it has to be your show.
And let's talk about that when we come back on the other side of the break. If CeeDee Lamb is going to miss time, which certainly seems like a possibility, where do you go outside of that going into this Week 4 matchup with the Green Bay Packers? More to come right after this.
I'm home.
Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
Welcome back into Dear Doctor, the show where I answer life's questions with an ice-cold can of Dr. Pepper. Sheila, let's hear from our next caller, would you?
Dear Doctor, my friend supported me during a tough time, but what's the right gift that says, thanks for being a shoulder to cry on?
Okay, this one's easy. I say give her a delicious Dr. Pepper. Nothing says, thanks, girl, better than a one-of-a-kind soda. Yes, any Dr. Pepper flavor will do. Now, just a reminder that I don't need to be a real doctor to know that Dr. Pepper is the one you deserve.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, final segment here on this. I don't even know.
It's okay, Kyle.
What's the Monday?
I'm here for you.
What's the? I know it's a Monday, but like, what's an M word for like messed up Monday? I
What's
don't know.
manic?
Manic Monday. That's a good one.
Rather not say.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blank
Yeah.
Monday. Yeah, you're right.
That
You're
one
right.
too.
You're right. I can't even do the acronym because
How about this?
close to
Embarrassing Monday.
Embarrassing.
That's a little. That's a little
reach,
harsh.
but
Yeah.
we'll take
All right, Patrik Walker, Josh
At least you gave it an
Rodriguez,
effort.
Isaiah Stanback. I give it an effort all the time.
At least you gave it an effort.
All the time. You guys will always get my best. Got Chris Beam in the back. I'm Kyle Youmans. All right. We just started the conversation. CeeDee Lamb, a big part of the week 1 loss because of the drops and some of the miscues in the second half of that game. He was not available for the entirety of this game. So you're 1-2, 1-0 when CeeDee Lamb is available and a threat.
And playing
well. He, of course, goes down with that injury early in the game. He did say after the game he feels like he can play going into week 4.
He said absolutely, but
We'll see. It's different when you get on the flight and you get home.
Get some sleep.
And then you get
you wake
to
up
get the
and-
weight
Let the
off
blood
of there.
flow. Flow to that area.
There's
we'll
a little bit of time between now and that week 4 matchup with that Green Bay Packers team that's going to challenge him again. So we'll see. We'll see if CeeDee Lamb is not available or if he is available going into that matchup.
It is a Sunday night game.
A little extra time.
Malarkey Monday.
Malarkey Monday. That's a good one.
Your ankle requires you to change directions.
Yes, it does. And what is CD best at doing? Changing directions.
Running routes. I don't see him practicing at all this week, and then we'll see if he even takes the field.
Yeah. Josh, when you looked at the offense without him, of course, they weren't able to adjust in this matchup, but how do you adjust with an entire week of heads up that you're not going to have your playmaker, and you have a playmaker that is either not playing well or not giving complete 100% effort 100% of the time?
Well, of course, you want to look at George Pickens. You want to look at George Pickens and what he's able to provide to you in just terms of talent. But if he's going to be your number one guy for the foreseeable future, that being, a week, maybe 2, I don't know, who knows? But he needs to be more disciplined. And when it comes to run blocking, that's a big thing for George Pickens. I think it's been arguably sloppy. I don't want to use that flow, just throw that term around, but it's just not clean.
You can say borderline sloppy.
Borderline sloppy. There you go.
It's not completely clean, but it's not completely sloppy at the same time.
And Dak's interception wasn't a bad throw. That was just
a drop.
That was a drop. That was bad concentration on George Pickens' part. He's trying to make a play, completely understandable, but you're putting your team in a bad situation. I like George Pickens. I like what he can provide to you, but he needs to be disciplined if he's going to be the number one guy for you. It's one thing for him to take a step back and just do his thing when he has CD on the other side, but when he's that guy, he is that guy. Kevontae Turpin, I had people in the comments saying that he needs to step up. I don't know what else more he needs to do, but if you saw that shot he took, going 37 yards down the field, holding onto that ball while getting demolished on the sideline. While dealing with a neck stinger, he showed out for you. He really did. I don't think the Cowboys put enough there for you. And a big thing, Dak, 14 attempts to 1 Jake Ferguson. I know he was my offensive X factor of the week.
This is your fault.
This is my fault. I get it. I understand because I thought Jake Ferguson was going to clean up.
Your X factors keep hitting.
All but 70 yards, on 12 receptions.
He likes that check down.
That's rough. You don't want to see that. You want to see Jake Ferguson get down the field, man. The yak yardage isn't there for Jake Ferguson. When he's catching the ball, he's getting tackled. That to me is not great for a guy that you just extended to a large contract or a team-friendly contract, but a large contract nonetheless. He needs to be an X factor for you more than what we give him credit for. And Javonte Williams is your best weapon currently without CeeDee Lamb out there. and please lean on the run game, because if anything, that's going to let you hold onto the ball longer.
Now you just need to give George Pickens the handoff.
No, let's not do that.
Please don't do that.
George Pickens.
I think we're done with that now.
My frustration with George Pickens revolves around the fact that
Cowboys fan.
My frustration with George, I know that's kind of what we were kind of hitting on here.
Petty.
George is fully capable of a lot.
Yes.
The Javonte Williams run that he got chicken stripped on. That play doesn't happen if that play doesn't happen if George Pickens doesn't get a block.
Yeah,
George Pickens got the block.
He helped spring that
sprung that.
Yeah.
Right.
Consistency.
So it's the consistency. It's the willingness to exert that effort that's required on a per down basis. Now you could look and say, well, you can't. Who was it that we had here that was a safety that said you can't give 100% every play?
It was Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods said that.
No, was that was Chidobe, right?
No, that was
Xavier
Woods.
Okay. You could say that, right?
There's no way to give 100% effort every play.
That was Xavier.
Yes, it was. You got to pick and choose your battles, I guess. But you need to see more at a draw. I did not see a sense of urgency to step into the one spot after CD left,
and
that's what more so was like. I'm watching it and I'm waiting and I'm looking and I'm like, it doesn't seem like his effort level stepped up. It doesn't seem like his route running stepped up. There were sticky paper on him when he did have one-on-one matchups. There was no separation. There was times where he ran slants, that ball got deflected. He kind of stair-stepped his slant routes instead of coming flat. There was times where he ran stop routes and a guy literally ran the route for him. So like there wasn't a sense of this is your number one guy. Tolbert ran really good routes, but we have our evidence on Tolbert as well. But he is your returning touchdown leader from last year. So I mean, there's a lot, man. There's a lot. You expect George to step into it because we've talked about there's no 1A, there's no 1B. It's just it's us. It's CD. It's CD, and then it's everybody else.
Yeah, it's more
at this
than
point.
Just the expectation. Like you need George to step into that
Facts.
position. So in the event CD misses time, even if it's just 1 week against the Green Bay Packers, George is trying to earn himself some money this year. You're trying to earn yourself some money. You have to show every play, whether you're the target or not the target, that you are full speed through the route, through the break, that you're full speed through the run block every single time. Like you pointed out, great run block on that Javonte Williams break. Great run block. Do it again. And then do it again. And then do it again. But as it stands, Cowboys are 1-2, could be 2-1, could be 3-0, could be, but you're not. You're 1-2. Now you're going up against a pissed off Green Bay Packers team that just lost at the wire to the Cleveland Browns.
I thought they were world beaters.
They weren't. They got beat by the Browns. However, it doesn't exactly work in your favor.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't like that.
Because now they're pissed.
But the Browns, the Browns,
they were unstoppable.
The Browns have the number one defense in the league. Like, let's give the respect there. Like, this, it's not like they're playing the Browns were just terrible. The Browns have the number one defense in the league, so they are able to stop the running attack and the passing of Green Bay.
You're right.
They have a pass rush out of this world. They have guys that can cover in the secondary. They will hit you in your mouth. So let's give the respect to Cleveland in that regard. They're not world beaters.
Yes.
Green Bay did not have the data they wanted, but it was because of the defense that Cleveland had.
Yes. Now, that being said, who has right now the worst defense in the league, or one of the worst?
Listen.
Okay. So my point being,
you need to be worried about that number one.
You need to be worried about everything.
All of it.
All of it. At this point, coming out of that Bears game, you can't piecemeal it now.
Yeah.
Coming out of the Giants game, you could say, okay, well, the offense can shoot you out, right? Can shoot it out with you, maybe win a barn burner like they did against the Giants, and defense that'll give you some time to figure it out. But then you saw CeeDee Lamb go, and now we don't know if he's available against the Packers. Now you're wondering, can they shoot it out on offense while your defense is possibly giving up more chunk plays, and then you throw in the fact that number one is over there wanting to get to, you know what I mean? So that you have very real concerns, because what you can't do, but this is what you're facing, a possible 1-3 start. Let's say you get right against the Jets and the Panthers. I don't know that you can. You just the Bears, okay? So who knows? This back end of the season, good God. Okay, you're gonna.
We got it. We got it, Josh.
Yeah, just really quickly. I don't think
I know there's
Dak
a schedule
Prescott, with the full arsenal he has, even if CeeDee Lamb is 100% healthy, even if you have George Pickens out there is nothing that the offense can do to outplay how bad this defense has performed.
No.
You can't take any game for granted. This was the part of the season where the Cowboys are supposed to stack those wins because it's not getting any easier in the last half of the season. You're supposed to win these games. You don't. And this is where we're at.
And that's what happens when you have Pete Carroll calling pass plays at the 1 yard line. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer calling pass plays at the 1 yard line over and over again. And there's a lot of things to break down, like we just talked about for the last 51 minutes and 30 seconds. You got to get something right. You got to find some level of positive. There were positives in week 1. There were some less positives, but at least a win in week 2. Tough stuff here.
Go watch the film, people. You have access to it.
Go find it. Go get it done. For Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, Isaiah Stanback, I'm Kyle Youmans. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be taking your calls, talking Tuesday. I'm sure you'll have some colorful things to say about this Dallas Cowboys team. Thanks for watching Talking Cowboys. Cowboys fall to the Bears 31-14 in week 3. We'll see you tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,